देखा मैं जिधर दिसदा तेरा ही रूप है। तू है अलग अनामी तेरा नूरी स्वरूप है। देखा मैं जिधर दिसदा तेरा ही रूप है। दया किरपाल सावन दी अजैब नुपान दे। सावन किरपाल बाजो किसे नू निजान दे। साजाना कोई मिलो को हसीना जहान दे। सावन के पार बाजो किसे नू निजान दे।
O people, no one is ours, and we are not of this world. Except Salwan and Kirpal, we know nobody else. The true Nam of Salwan makes the life. In a moment it removes the dirt of birth after birth. O giver, grant us the treatment and remove the disease of egoism. O Satguru Kirpal, beloved giver, giving up the whole world, we have called upon you. Make us focus to go straight to Satchikhand. The realm of negative power is huge. Save us from it by showering grace on us. You yourself make us free from the traps of Maya. We do not recognize your mercy on our soul. You are beyond description and name. Your form is radiant. Wherever I look, I see your form. Make Ajayab obtain the grace of Kirpal and Salman.
Page 253.
Page 253.
मुझे अपना बना लो किरपाल, दयाल तुझे सब कहते। सब कहते किरपाल, दयाल तुझे सब कहते। मुझे अपना दयाल तुझे सब कहते। सब कहते किरपाल, दयाल तुझे सब कहते। ना देखो मेरे अवगुण सतगुरु, अवगुण मुझ में बहुत परे। काटो मेरे संकट सतगुरु, संकट मेरे बहुत सारे। ना देखो मेरे अवगुण सतगुरु, अवगुण मुझ में बहुत परे। काटो मेरे संकट सतगुरु, संकट मैंने बहुत सहे। सतगुरु करो ख्याल, दयाल तुझे सब कहते। सब कहते किरपाल, दयाल तुझे सब कहते। मुझे अपना बना लो किरपाल, दयाल तुझे सब कहते। सब कहते किरपाल, दयाल तुझे सब कहते। मन पापी का जोर बड़ा है, पाप कराए सद्गुण हरे। काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह में, लिपटा दिन और रात में। मन पापी
पापी का जोर बड़ा, पाप कराए सद्गुण भरी। काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह में लिपटा दिन और रात नहीं।
दया करो रखवा,
दयाल तुझे सब कहते, सब कहते, सब कहते कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते, मुझे अपना बना लो कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते, सब कहते, सब कहते कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते,
बड़े बड़े ऋषि मुनि हुए जो, वे भी मन की बात कहे। मुझे छोटे जीव की सतगुरु, तुम बिन मैया कौन कहे।
बड़े बड़े ऋषि मुनि हुए जो, वे भी मन की दात रहे। मुझे छोटे जीव की सतगुरु, तुम बिन मैया कौन कहे।
मेरे सतगुरु दीन दयाल,
दयाल तुझे सब कहते, सब कहते, सब कहते कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते, मुझे अपना बना लो कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते, सब कहते, सब कहते कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते,
अपने सेवक की आपे आके, नीचों ही फिर ऊंच करे। आ जाए अब तेरी शरण में सतगुरु, शरणागत की पैठ रहे।
अपने सेवक की आपे आके, नीचों ही फिर ऊंच करे। आ जाए अब तेरी शरण में सतगुरु, शरणागत की पैठ रहे।
सावन के कृपा,
दयाल तुझे सब कहते, सब कहते, सब कहते कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते, मुझे अपना बना कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते, सब कहते, सब कहते कृपा। दयाल तुझे सब कहते।
O Kirpal, make me your home. Everyone calls you the gracious one. O Satguru, do not look at my faults. I am filled with many faults. O Satguru, cut my despair. I have borne much desperation and pain. O Satguru, please consider. Everyone calls you the gracious one. The sinner mind is very strong. It makes me sin and takes away my virtues. Day and night it remains involved in the intoxication of lust, anger, greed, attachment, and egoism. O protector, shower grace. Everyone calls you the gracious one. Many great rishis and munis were swayed away in the stream of mind. O Satguru, except you, who will hold the hand of me, a small jiva. O my Satguru, the gracious one of the poor, everyone calls you the gracious one. He himself protects his disciples. From the lowly ones he makes them the highest. Ajayat is in your refuge, O Satguru. May his honor be protected. O Salwan's Kirpal, everyone calls you the gracious one.
Page 41.
Page 41.
तप देर दे थारे आके नाम दानी बरसा गया दर्द निवारण दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया तप देर दे थारे आके नाम दानी बरसा गया दर्द निवारण दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया जिस था के कृपाल प्यारा ओके बाग बहारा समय समय सिर लाए बूटे अज पीड़ियां गुलजारा जिस थाते कृपाल प्यारा ओके बाग बहारा समय समय से लाए बूटे अज खिड़ियां गुलजार नाम दे बूटे लाए उसने सत्संग पानी पा गया दर्द निवारण दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया तप देर देखाए आगे नाम दानी बरसा गया दर्द निवारण दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया तन 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 कृपाल प्यारा अपनी चरनी ला गया पंच शब्द दारस तव दस के अपने बीच मिला गया धन धन कृपाल प्यारा अपनी चरनी ला गया पंच शब्द नारस दस के अपने बीच मिला गया दुई द्वैता भेद मिटा के को शब्द सिखा गया दर्द निवारण दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया तप देर देखाए आके नाम दानी बरसा गया दर्द निवारण दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया हर थाते कृपाल प्यारा अखियां बीच समाया घट घट दे विच वसदा सोना दिल लेने ही पाया हर आते किरपाल प्यारा अखियां विच समाया घट घट दे विच वसदा सोना बिरले ही पाया दुनिया दे सब इल्म छुड़ा के एको शब्द सिखा गया दर्द निवारन दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया तप दे हृदय नारे आके नाम नमी वरसा गया दर्द निवारन दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया दास अजायब अर्जा करदा सुन किरपाल प्यारिया दर तेरे ते दरते आके रखी लाज जतारिया दास अजायब सुन किरपाल प्यारिया तेरे ते करते आके रखी लाज गतारिया नाम दान दी चोली भर के चोली भरन सिखा गया दर्द निवारन दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया तप दे हृदय नारे आगे नाम नमी वरसा गया दर्द निवारन दुखियां वाले सच्चा सतगुरु आ गया
After coming, he cooled the heated hearts by showering the rain of Nam. The true Satguru has come to remove the pains of the suffering ones. The place where beloved Kirpal resides is blooming. Time after time, he planted the plants of Nam and gave the water of Satsang. Hail, hail, beloved Kirpal, and taps the dear ones to his feet. Showing the path of 5 Shabbats, united them in him. Removing the differences of duality, he taught only one Shabda. Beloved Kirpal is present everywhere, absorbed in the eyes. The beautiful one who is present in all is obtained by the rare ones. He taught one Shabbat after making us forget all the knowledge of the world. Dasajaya makes this prayer. Listen, O beloved Kirpal. We have fallen at your door. Save our honor, O giver. Filling the joli of Nam, he taught to fill the jolis of Nam. This is a talk that was translated from Hindi by Master Kirpal entitled Celebrate a True Birthday, and it's not dated. We think that the day we came into the world is our birth. In truth, it is a day of congratulations for those souls who have risen from the lower species to the human birth. But for those who come from a higher circle, birth into the world is like entering a prison. However, it is a good prison for the latter, as they rule over all the 8,400,000 species. In this human form, a man can realize God. When the people gathered around Christ on the occasion, he said, "Except man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God." Nicodemus, who was a learned lawyer and much respected for his knowledge, asked, "How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be reborn?" And Jesus answered, "That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things? The soul has to take birth after freeing itself from the outer prison to enter the home of God." With great emphasis, Christ repeated, "Ye must be born again." So to be born in what is called a body, a physical form, is like entering a prison. But it is God's will that we come, and he knows best. From the physical level, one can say that February 6th is my birthday, but I do not know about it. My parents told me this, so it might be possible. Does anyone remember when he was born? I think you will not find one man who remembers the event. All have just heard about it. A man is born every day. Sleep at night is the younger sister of death. This is what the Quran says. Every night man dies, and in the morning he is born. Ever since we entered this physical form, we daily go through birth and death. The only difference between this daily death and the final death is that because of our prolonged or destiny karmas, the silver cord cannot be broken until we have taken the allotted number of breaths. So what is a true birth? It is to be born in a master's home, which frees us from the will of birth and death in the world. When Guru Nanak was asked, "When did you finish your births and deaths?" he replied, "The day I took birth in my Guru's home, I ended my coming and going in this world." For most people, this cycle never finishes. My true birth was in May 1917, the day that I left my body and traveled the heavens with Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji. But 7 years before this, he started leaving his body and traversing the higher regions with the radiant form of his master. When I met my master physically and sat at his feet, the month was February. The day was Besant Bashmi, a religious festival day which opens the season of the sown fields starting to burst into bloom. I think, therefore, that this day you are celebrating is not really a day for celebration. It was just a day when the soul entered the world to perform some allotted work. A true birth is when the soul leaves the body and travels to higher planes and is able to return at will. Does celebrating a birthday mean merely to pay one's respect to a person, or to show happiness, or to light candles, or to eat and drink? No, brothers, it is not any of these. The true birthday is when you are born in your Guru's home. One kind of birth is to be born in the physical form, and the other, the true one, to be born above. We are confined in a prison with 9 doors. Forgive me, but can you tell me if this is a birth or a prison? When we release ourselves from these 9 doors, that is indeed a birth. If you want to celebrate a spiritual master's birthday, there is only one way, and that is to take up whatever he has learned. That would be a true celebration. Whenever masters come, people should learn whatever they have learned. When masters come, what is their work? They tell us to know God, create a love for God, reunite with God, return to your true home from where you came. This is their work. To celebrate a birthday in the true manner, one should revive the age-old teaching, which is still within us, but has been forgotten. Masters come with as much knowledge as God has given them, and they in turn give freely of whatever they have to lift the seekers to the same level as themselves. They tell us there is a God, and you can have experience of him when you must be reborn, when you rise above the body and become a conscious co-worker of the divine plan. Then there is something. There was once a teacher who became an atheist. He wrote on his door, God is nowhere. One day the teacher became very ill, was on the point of dying. A child approached his house and seeing the notice on the door read aloud, God is now here. The teacher heard this and replied, Child, you are right. Why the sudden change of heart? Because when one is dying, the soul withdraws to the place between and behind the eyebrows. There the knowledge comes that there is some great power existing, is either reasoned intellectually, through inference, or at the time of death. We become conscious of the power that is controlling everything. Added to this, we might discover that we are going along in life helplessly, under the control of some power. The other way is to die while living at will. These are the only ways of knowing the truth. What happens when one dies while living? At the actual time of this death, what happens? Plutarch says that those souls who are initiated into the mysteries of the beyond have the same experience as at the time of death of the human body. So God can be experienced. At the time of death, a man goes helplessly without any choice. Unfortunately, those who go do not return to tell us what happened. Through inferences, some conclusion can be reached, but it is better to have the actual experience. When one has learned how to leave the body at will. You must be reborn, small, big, child or adult, learned or unlearned, rich or poor, all can realize this great truth. The words of the Master assure us that they have seen God. It is true that there is also another statement which says that no one has seen God at any time. Still, Guru Nanak said, Nanak's emperor can be seen in all clarity. Christ said, Behold the Lord. Kabir Sahib said, God cannot be seen with physical eyes, nor apprehended by the senses. Kabir has seen him through the grace of his master, and all his doubts are dispelled. Guru Arjan Sahib said, I see the all-pervading Lord residing in the hearts of all creatures. When Swami Vivekananda went to Ramakrishna Paramahansa, he asked, O Mahatma, have you seen God? Ramakrishna replied, Yes, my child. I see him as I see you. So God can be seen. I have told about 3 ways of knowing this. One way is by inference. For example, there's a small seed which also has this same controlling power in it. You may sow that seed in the soil, water it, and it will grow into a huge tree. That one seed will give fruit by the thousands. So there's obviously some power working there, the same life which is working in everything. But when can you actually know this? Either at the time of death, when you will feel that something is pulling you out of the body, that some great power is taking you away, or you may die while living. Learn how to leave the body at will. Then you will see, and you will become a conscious co-worker of the divine plan, thereby qualified to say in all truth, yes, there is something. There is another aspect to the subject. You may have read about this power in books covering the study of energy. When we see a wrestler who's controlled that energy in his body, we get a feeling of power just by watching him. He radiates strength. By the same principle, when we see a spiritual master, we start to believe that there is God just by watching him. The yearning for the resplendent, overflowing love of God comes only in the company of a God-man. Only in this human life can you see God. He who has learned something of this life will remain learned after death. My master used to say, he who is without spiritual knowledge during this life will be without it even after death. Now the question arises, who can see? Who are we? We are embodied souls. Each individual is a soul, a conscious entity, and that soul must experience God. God cannot be known through the senses, the mind, the vital airs. Only the soul can know him. All masters have said that we are in true fact the soul. Kabir Sahib says, this is a particle of God, a drop of the ocean of all consciousness. Tulsi Sahib says, The Supreme Being resides in the fourth region. Man's form is made in the image of Brahman, the three divisions of creation. Whatever Brahman is, so is this body. Whosoever searches within will find it. In Brahman there are three planes, physical, astral, and causal. This comprises Brahman. It has been mentioned also that there is Par Brahman, so there is Brahm and a Par Brahm, or fourth stage beyond Brahm. In all three regions below Par Brahm, action and reaction are working. One is sometimes rising, sometimes falling. We are indeed greatly blessed that we have this form in the image of the divisions of Brahman, which masters have described in their own terms in various languages. In Persians, these divisions are called Kasif, Latif, and Latif, Latif. In Hindi, Jubal, Suksham, and Quran, and in English, physical, astral, and causal. He who can take off these three coverings will realize the truth, and therefore have true belief. Not only will he believe, he will see that I and my Father are one. Though we are part of God, Asat Purush, there is a difficulty. We have forgotten ourselves and have identified with the body. Tulsidas says, soul, the indweller of the human body, is of the same essence as God, ever existent, all wisdom, eternal bliss. It is truth, the figure of wisdom and bliss, just like God, who is permanent, unchangeable, and all wisdom. When people asked Guru Nanak about the soul, he said, the soul is in the oversoul, and the oversoul is in the soul. So God is residing in our soul, and our soul is residing in God, all consciousness. How can we know him? By sitting beside a true master, and through practical self-analysis, learning how to rise above the body consciousness. Then we become the seer. We are meant to realize God in this human form. When spiritual or realized people come, they give the love of God to us. They make us enthusiastic for God realization. They are drenched in God's color, and they distribute that color to the seeking souls. They see God, and they teach others how to see him. In the company of saints, I have seen God within. They demonstrate the process by giving a practical experience. A powerful guru draws the souls up. And we'll stop there and continue next week. So today we have a compilation. It's from Norah, and it's number 2 of the new drawing. Scenes with Master Kirpal.
That we have realized that we are all brothers and sisters in God. We are all children of light. Most of us here have been able to have a glimpse of the light of God which is controlling our universe. Truth is one. Whoever realized truth or became the mouthpiece of the truth, they always gave out the same thing. In the man body that we have got, which is considered to be the highest in all creation, the highest aim is to know the truth. So you can have the experience of truth when you rise above body consciousness and come in contact with that. That truth is clothed in light. There is music of all harmonies is emanating from the truth. Those are fortunate who have the good fortune to have a contact with that seed has been sown, that will bear forth fruit. The only thing remains that we live up to that truth. Our master used to say, if you take some pills of laxity pills, whether you take it by error or knowingly, they'll give you motions. Similarly, whatever experience of truth has been given up to you, if you live by it knowingly or unknowingly, or by compulsion even, you will have the effect. The only thing is we should take it, live up to that, and day to day we will progress, and one day we will find the true home of our Father. God into expression has two aspects, light and sound. Music of the spheres and light. To come up to that, we require love. And truth is above all, but true living is still about truth. So our true living will safeguard us from losing that truth that we have got. And what is true living? Masters have been given this in their own way from time to time. First thing is, we should observe truthfulness. What we mean, we should say. What we say, we must mean that thing. Our hearts and tongues and the brain all agree with what we give vent to. This is what is called truthfulness. Simply you will find we have no control over our words of mouth which go to express what is lies in the heart of our hearts. The two things should agree, what is your heart and what you're giving out to your tongue. If those two agree, then there's one thing to test the usefulness of the truth, what you utter. If your truth goes to harm anyone, well, only say that much what is required, so that may not harm anybody else. Don't do the work of the unpaid apprentices of the CID of God. Don't carry tales. If somebody tells you something, mind your own business. What you're after really. You're really after to know God and just adopt certain ways which goes to help you on the way. If you see something wrong somewhere, you just point out to him privately, heart to heart. Not broadcast it like anything. If two friends is one who sees other to be on the right path, but there are ways and ways to travel. As I told you, in the case of Father Abraham, I read his life story, and it is given, he never spoke lies, but told half-truths. By half-truths you mean only that much part of the truth which does not go to harm anyone. This is the one thing very important. If your heart and tongue and brain is the testing, your intellect is to test whether what you express that goes to the benefit of others or harm others. If that is going to harm others, then don't speak. Then you wait. Better set right than in there. So as I told you before, like the unpaid apprentices of the CID of God don't work. That creates much trouble first within your own hearts, because you have got those things which you don't need in your own way. Those things go to stand in your own ways, in your own progress. So first thing is, we must be true to our own self. What we think at heart, we must give out. But before give it out, think twice. What are you going to say? What would be the result of that? Then you use your intellect there. And the only criterion is not to give out anything which goes to harm others. This is the first thing. Then comes next is humility. Humility, you see, water stays in a place which is low. Water may be raining torrents in cats and dogs, that would not stay on a steep place. That means all good will reside in a heart which is just lowly, who are meek. So, humility, Saint was asked Pythagoras, well, what is the way back to God? And he said, first humility, second humility, and third humility. Well, when you are humble, you will learn something. When you know everything, naturally you are just stuck fast in your own self-assumed ignorance, which may be taken as truth, but that may be wrong. Just you have taken something, and that's good. If you hear somebody else is there who knows better, go to him and hear him. At least that much, whatever you know already. If you hear him, just what you have already in your mind, that will be confirmed. If he has to say anything more, you can grasp it. So you'll find many of the people do not have more truth because they are just in their own egotism. They consider they are right and that may be wrong, you see. So only such a man can go to somebody when he is humble. Even if he goes to somebody, there also what he knows, listen what he says. Sometimes we simply, we know already this one, this is no new thing. Just listen, he might have to say something new. Whatever tumbler, you see glass is put on the tumbler of water, that will be filled. If the glass is kept above the tumbler of water, that won't be filled in. Even if you have just progressed on the way, you have known the truth, you still become true humble. When a tree, fruit-laden tree, is just laden with fruit, all branches bow down to the earth. You will find the saints who have become conscious co-workers of the divine plan, they are truly humble because they see it is he doing, not I. So the second thing required is humility. And the third thing is just chastity is life and sexuality is death. Be chaste. Chastity opens the door of meditation. You have quicker results. Marriage does not mean unchaste lives. What is lived according to what the scriptures say. The scriptures tell us marriage means taking up a companion in life who will be with you in the earthly sojourn, who should help each other to know God, which is the ultimate goal of a man's body, which we are having, fortunate. One duty may be of begetting children, not all. Try to adjust your lives according to the scriptures. And for that, what Christ said, you love your wives as Christ loved the church. They're taking companions, you see, in the earthly sojourn for some higher purpose. So chastity is the ground on which the building of spirituality can be raised. First of all, that those who are chaste, they have got their body built, brain, everything built on that. So just you are married, consider, try to live up to what the scriptures say, you see. These are the three things. If you just observe them, he says, if you don't, Tulsi says, if you don't reach God, well, be rest assured, I am your surety. You will, you must. So for that you'll find we have to attain to Godhood. God and Godhood are not two things. God absolute is there, which cannot be seen at any time. God into action can be seen, can be contacted. And the expression of God in action power, which is called word or nam, are light and sound. To come in contact with that is coming in contact with the truth. They are the electric lifts. If you just come in contact, they will take you to the ultimate goal of which those things emanated. So fortunate are those who have been just put on the way by having a lift above this iron curtain of the physical body. We have to dwell that by day to day. But for that something is very important, you see. Purity of life. Purity of life, that has so many aspects. First is the purity of the body. Body is the temple of God, true temple of God. Outer temples raised by the people are made of the image of the man body. And they are models. The light of God and the voice of God is already within your body. You can hear that, you can see that. Christ said to his disciples, "Blessed are you that you see things what the old prophets and the righteous men could not see. You hear things what the old prophets and the righteous men could not hear." So there are seals, our eyes and the ears are sealed. With the grace of God in the Master, if those seals are broken, you have got some experience of seeing and hearing, then we have to take heed. We should keep this man body, which is the true temple of God. In this man body only you can have an experience of the same. So if we keep the outer temples raised by man, by the hand of man, we keep them so clean and tidy, why should we not keep the man body, which is the true temple of God, in which God resides? Why should we not keep it clean? For keeping clean, there are two ways. First is just cleanliness is next to godliness. Keep your body clean. It is a true temple of God. And also don't put in anything into it which goes to defile the body. So for that you'll find we have something to eat. And for that the first thing is required is true livelihood. Livelihood earned by hard dint of labor, by the sweat of brow, in which there is no dishonesty. You have been true to your work. Work is worship. And then further, whatever kind of food you take, that should be helping. We do not go to flare of passions within you, which is digestible. You find generally fruits, vegetables, grains, milk, and any products thereof. So all masters came and advised, even Christ advised that. If you read the ascending John, Gospel of John, you'll find it there. Whom you cannot give life, don't take their life. Fruit, vegetables, and milk and grains, I give you for meat. These are the exact wording. All other masters have to say the same thing. So first, our livelihood should be earned by sweat of brow, honest earning. Whether somebody is seeing you or not. The God in you must see to that. Two men went to a master. The master told them, "Well, look here, what for you have come?" They said, "We have come to just know God." All right. He gave them 2 pigeons, one to each, and told that then, all right, go and kill them where nobody sees you. One man was very clever. He went out behind a wall and killed and came back within a few minutes. And the other man, poor fellow, was tossing about from place to place. He could not find any place where nobody was seen. In the evening, he returned. He said, "Master, I have not found any place where nobody was seen." I said, "Who was seeing you?" And then the very pigeon was seeing at me. So, by that, we should be seeing that our God power, you see, when a man is initiated, that God power resides with the initiate. Watch his every action. Our master used to say, if a child of 5 years is sitting, you do not do anything wrong in front of him. You want secrecy. When you think that God power is already residing with you, how can you commit any sin? And the last thing is, whatever you brought for your eating, the hands through which these things pass, those should be also pure thoughts. Because little things charge those things which pass to such like people who are unchaste. And I read in scripture, probably the unchaste thoughts are like dogs. You see? So, earning should be pure, honest earning. And the quality of the food you take, that also should be cleaned. And through the hands to which these things pass, those also should be clean. A pure heart. Because everything is charged, you see. Whatever thought just reverberates in your mind, you have got charging like that. Why don't you feel? That's the point. We do not feel because already so much filth in us, say in tons. If a man or say even a seer, you see, kilometers added to it, what difference does it make? Those who are pure in hearts, even little ounces will affect you. So see, honest earning, the quality of the food and the hand through which these things pass should be pure. First two things are, I think, for those who earn and bring things from outside. And the second part is those who cook, who prepare the dishes. They should prepare with very noble thoughts of God and love for all, with no anger, with no enmity, nothing of the sort. Then last will come good character. So these are the things required which go to defile anything we eat. If your hearts are pure, you feel it, little thing will affect you. So we have to take for that reason first the bodily, because in the temple of God, keep it clean. And also keep it clean from within by giving such like food that does not go to defile it. And also living a way which is pure. So blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Even if you see a fish, even that is just in a river, maybe put in river, still its bad odor does not leave it. The water can cleanse your bodies, but unless your thoughts are pure, your mind is pure, your body cannot be pure. That's I will give you an example. Every day morning, when you take a bath, or one day you do not take a bath, you feel bad odor in the body. That is due to the thoughts that cross your mind daily. Every thought has its own effect, its own odor, its own color, mind that. I tell you, those who have got lusty thoughts, the odor from their body will be like one, just as you got something like that. Very bad odor, every day morning you cleanse again, you find that bad odor there. Those who are in anger and just resentful are just what you think always having something against somebody, the result is what? That affects your body. You'll feel, just smell their bodies, you'll find just like bad odor just when the cloth is just burning. If you are very greedy, and very greedy so much so for eating this and that, everything too much voracious, you just smell his body, you'll feel the bad odor like a fish. So that this is different order. If your hearts are pure, you've got only good thoughts coming in you, striking you. If you have love, thoughts of love, thoughts for spiritual heights, love for God. If you just smell his body, you'll smell the odor of just like jasmine. These are things are not given in the books, but this is how you feel. So the mind must be pure. Whose mind is not pure, however you cleanse your body, that will again give bad odor. That is why you see we use so much toilet every day, again we see the bad odor there. So for that we have to keep our thoughts clean. If such a man body is there, you'll find the good ground for the God to manifest. Tulsi saints tell us, just cleanse your heart, your mind. And what is that cleansing of the mind? Let no thought other than God strike there. Even if you are living in the world, you are living amongst your children, your families, your friends, just the needle of your compass should be towards God. It is God who has given. It is a God residing in them. Always, when you think all men are alike, they have got the same privileges from God, born the same way, in the same embodied souls they are, and the very God power is controlling them in the body. They are the bodies are the temples, true temples of God. Then naturally you will have respect for all. So this is the purity required for being able to progress from day to day. And then comes last of all is selfless service, love for all, love for God, love with all others. This is what all masters say, you see, Kabir says so, Guru Nanak says so, peace be unto all the world over under thy will, O God. Christ says so, love God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and love thy neighbor as thyself. So we have to love God, and love knows service and sacrifice. Love knows giving, sharing with others. Even sometimes you'll sacrifice your own interests for the sake of others. That goes to expand yourself. If need be, you'll sacrifice your own life for the sake of others. Man is truly one who lives for the sake of others. Animals do live for their own self, they do love their children. What is the difference between a man and an animal? This is the only difference. The man lives for others too. He should share with others. Because we are all brothers and sisters of God. We are all share partners in God. We are just the limbs of the same body of God. And we have got the same conscious essence working in all, and the same God power controlling us in the body. So for these reasons, we must have selfless service. If we live for others, naturally others will live for you. An example is better than precept. When you learn to give, you see, for the good of others, naturally you'll feel joy, because it's self-experience. You'll feel fresh. If you don't share with others, just go on congealing or holding for your own self like animals, the result will be like that. There's a well from which no water is drawn out, that will give bad smell. Not even, I think, good for drinking even. Any well from which the water is taken profusely out of it, that well water is always fresh and fragrant too. So for that reason, Master says, let your boats of life remain in water, but let not water enter your boats. That means outer attachments, outer possessions, we don't live for them, but we don't live for them, but they should live for us. We have to make the best use of them. So for these reasons you will find these are very much important things which are always helping factors. So those who are put on the way and giving me contact with the God in action power, which is light and sound, well, that is just the commencement. That will lead you now, you have learned a little bit to rise above body consciousness. That light and wires, whatever you have contacted, that is just the initial thing. That has still to grow more and change, ultimately take you to the place from where these emanated, to the, what you say, the worldless state of God. So one does not become a true Satsangi, I would say. Satsangi word means, Sat means eternal, unchangeable permanence. And Sangi means one who comes in contact, constant contact with the truth. For that reason you have got some experience to start with, but you have to still further and live up to it. Rome was not built in a day. Time factor is necessary. When you dwell from day to day, you will become conscious of that light and the music of the spheres that is reverberating throughout all creation. So that will come in due course like that. But for that we have to work. So mind that one does not become a Satsangi, a truly initiate, simply by being given a contact. You see? Of course, some experience is necessary to start with. If you have got no experience, that cannot be developed. So fortunate you are that with the grace of God, you all of you have some contact with that thing. Now that we have to develop so much so that even while sleeping, working and anywhere, you will always be conscious of that. So he must, the initiate must mold his life in accordance with the principles of Satsang, in thought, word and deed. You must be pure, live up to what you are told, even in your thoughts, even if in your own speech, and even in your own actions. You live up to them. And the Masters tell us, those initiates who live up to that, I am at their service. So actions speak louder than words. Thoughts are even more potent. You are not to tell that such and such, flower is very fragrant. Let flower give out, emit that fragrance, and let others say that flower is fragrant. Let your lives prove that you have got something higher. Otherwise, these things are already existing in our scriptures. Knowing something is not becoming something. Knowing means just having in your brains, in your memory, something such and such, scripture says such and such. But that does not really give you anything unless you live up to them, and the people will judge only by your actions, what you speak. Even your thoughts are potent than that. Because thoughts radiate. If you have got loving thoughts, those thoughts will radiate love. You see in the lives of the saints, events have been coming, have been seen, in which even the snakes would not go to harm them. It is a story of Guru Nanak. He was lying under a tree. His whole body was, love personified, and love overflowed his body. He was just lying under a tree, and he was in meditation. And the tree's sun was just changed, and the shadow which was over his head also changed. Now there was sun rays on his face. A cobra came up, just stood in a way so that there should be no rays of the sun fall on his face. The ruler of the place passed by that. He thought Nanak has been dead. Because the snake is there, he must have bitten him and he must have died by this time. When he went near him, the snake went away and the Guru Nanak was alive. Why? The love radiates from our lives, you see. We had a similar event in our Satsang meetings at Delhi. There about 2,000 people were sitting, and while I was giving a talk, one little cobra came and stood on the stage like that, just like that in front of you. And the people said, here's the cobra coming, we can never mind, go on with it. Let it come, stand. And that cobra stood for 1 full hour, hearing what the talk was going on, looking at me. When the talk was over, he sneaked away. And the people said, let us kill him. Why he has not just told you anything? Why you kill us? So this is all what is meant to say. If you have love for all, even the snakes won't harm you. You see, we got proverb, be wise like snakes. Snakes are very wise by that. They at once catch the radiation. What thoughts are radiated from you? When you see a kokile, the very thought goes out and he safeguards himself by attacking. If you have no evil thoughts on anybody, they won't do any harm to you. So I am telling you, thoughts are more potent. So it initiates daily conduct must reveal that he is the follower of a true master. When you are giving something very unusual, the special gift of God, our duty is to maintain it. Take heed that the light which is within you is not darkened. By these things, whatever light we get inside, or whatever music we hear, that is almost stopped. So that is why you find I have prescribed diaries for self-introspection under certain heads, truthfulness, no harm, non-violence, thought, word and deed, chastity, you see the underlying principle, and love for all. So all masters, when they come, they tell us, well, you love one another, so that the people may know you are coming to a true saint. Masters are, they are overflowing with the love of God and love for all humanity. They take up this role as, as given by God, you see. Otherwise, in their old age, why should they be going around for this, for no purpose, no selfish motive? They've got only one motive, to just bring all children of God back to God. That's all. They don't need any payment. Their talks are given free. They live on their own earnings. They are not a burden to anybody else. So when they say something, they say out of their love for all. So this is what is wanted. Now you'll find an ounce of practice in more than tons of theories. What use is to know the principles if one does not live up to them? You say tell the truth if you don't tell the truth. Then you say love others, don't think of others, evil of others, and you still think evil of others. What is the use of knowing that? That's a holding some information in your brain. Such and such, scripture says such and such master says such and such. Well, what is that to you? We should learn to live up to that. A learned man with no practice is no better than a beast of burden, carrying a load of books or scriptures, that's all. So it is infinitely better to practice than to preach. First live, then say. Otherwise, you may be a scholar. You may have written commentaries on certain subjects. They may be very, in a religious way, outwardly. You read scriptures, tell others, preach others, and do not live up to them, then what is it? Truly such like preaching does not carry any effect. The arrow which is drawn to the chest only goes to the target. What words come out of our heart as we live up to it, they carry effect by radiation to others' heart. I remember of a case, one man came to Gandhi. One mother brought his little child. He said, this child eats the sugar too much. Then Gandhi told him, all right, mother, bring this child after 3 days. She went away. And she came after 3 days. Then he told, well, child, don't eat sugar. And his mother said, well, Gandhi, if you have to say that much only, why didn't you say it that day? He says, because I was eating sugar then. Mind that if you don't live up to what you say, those words don't carry any effect. There are, I think, so much preaching is going on nowadays. Perhaps in the older days nobody dreamt of it. And with all that, how many lovers are coming up? How many saints are there? With all our preaching, our lives are not changed. The reason why the preachers are themselves not living up to what they say. Mind that any wind that strikes a fire burning and passes by that, those men who are sitting on the other side, they will have hot wind, you see. If there's lying some ice, mounds of, tons of ice, heap of ice, if any wind passes by that, the other man who is just sitting the other way, he will have cold wind. So whatever thoughts are in our hearts, any words we give out, those come at charge with those very things what already is there. If a man openly is very good man, and his heart is full of passions, he is now living up to what the scriptures say. Naturally, whatever words he will utter, those may be very sweet words, but carry that very effect, like heat. And if there are heaps of ice there, and you put a blanket over it, which does not appear to be very good, and even then any wind that strikes that heap of apparently covered by a black blanket, that will give you cold. You follow my point? This is what is required. It is just like a pedal passing, a spoon passing through a dish, sweet dish. Well, that tablespoon or spoon does not have any taste. This is just like the persons who have got so much knowledge at the intellectual level, but they don't live up to them. So, as I told you, an ounce of practice is more than tons of theories. This is the one thing. And above all, I will say, as I told you before, a pure heart is most essential for spiritual progress. You cannot expect a king to enter a filthy cabin. Even a dog does not sit in an unclean place. He just cleans the place with his tail, you see. How can you expect God to appear in a heart full of passions, greed, pride, attachment, or egotism? So you see what is the saint? He is a man like you, but he has dwelt that way. A little word of his carries more effect than hundreds of lectures by others, given by others. You see, as I told you, so much preaching is going on in almost all holy places of worship of the religions. How many men are changing? Not the least. And I told you before, this is one thing. Our body is the temple of the living God. It should not be polluted, I would say, with the intake, as I explained to you. Anything will go to defile, anything which is not helping factor on the way, just like meat, fish, fowl, eggs, alcoholic drinks. So you have to keep them pure and simple, you see. A loving heart for all, helping hand for all, you see. So for that reason, we should live up to what the scriptures say. Try to never to harm the feelings of others. If a blind man is there, you tell him, oh blind man, he feels it. If you just sit by him, dear friend, how did you lose your sight? Purpose is the same. The little words carry much effect. These very words go to work like a consolation, and these very words go to flare up. So for that reason, we must live up to what we say. If we live up to that, what would the result? Then along with it, this is one side, this is self-introspection. Along with it, put in regular time to your practices. The secret of success in the path is practice, more practice, and still more practice. You see? Practice makes a man. What is the way to concentration? Well, there is no high road to a concentration. The only high road is concentrate, concentrate and concentrate. For that very purpose, these diaries for self-introspections have been prescribed. That will make you regular. That will just bring to your notice any shortcomings that you have in your life. What you know when you know there are so many scorpions and snakes sitting under the sheet, my sheet, naturally you want to clean them out. So you have to weed out these things from day to day. So for that reason, what should we do? Keep a diary. That is very helping factor, I tell you. That can make a saint out of robbers. The man who has got the man body, he has the birthright to see God. We can change, especially when we are helped by others, those who are competent to give us help, who take you in their charge, who have goodwill for you, not for you but for your souls. They look to all the world over from the angle of the God in them. They see all as the children of God, as their own children. Guru Nanak, when he left his heart and home to carry this message of God to the world at large, he had 2 children and wife. The mother-in-law came up and told, well, Nanak, what are you doing? Why are you leaving your family? He said, all humanity is my family. They give from that, see that, from that level. If you go, what they say, this is what Christ said. Once it so happened that her mother was just seeking for him in the multitude, could not reach on account of the great multitude. Somebody told Christ, your mother is seeking for you. And he said, who is my mother? Who is my brother? He pointed out to the men sitting around them. They are my mothers, they are my brothers, who hear the voice of God. We already are brothers and sisters in God. Those who have been put on the way, they are not true brothers and sisters in God. You see? This is the angle of vision from which the masters look to us. So I tell you the story of one prince. He left his heart home to become a saint. His name was Gopichan. He went to his master. So master, what he told, there are ways and ways of the masters, that was yogi master, you see. He said, all you leave all your whole heart and home and come here. He sent him to just, because they have nothing to eat, live on, go and bring alms from their homes. But he advised them first to go to their own family, to his own wife, then to his others, mother and everybody. He went to his wife, begging. She said, now my husband is gone, what all these things for? I am left alone. She gave all ornaments what she had. Then he came to his mother. His mother said, because he took up that way of life under the advice of his mother. Some mothers are very, spiritual. They wish their children to be godly. So she advised his son to take up that spiritual way. So what he said, well, look here, I will give you 3 advices to live. First is, you must always remain in a strong fort. And Gopichand asked his mother, there's no place to live in. Sometimes we'll have to pass our nights on the roadside. How you say that I should live in castles always, in very strong fortresses? And she explained to him, look here, live always under the custody of your master. That's a very strong fort, mind that. Master is one at whose pole God is manifest and radiates His protection and love even from thousands of miles. If you can catch the voice from thousands of miles through radios, why can't you have the radiation from a man pole at whom God is working? By radiation you can have. That means live where you are, maybe near or far, always think that God power, mind that. God is the true master. In whatever human pole He is manifested, that manifested God is the true master who pervades all creation. When you come under the custody of such a God in man or man in God, well, when He initiates you, He resides with you. Always never forget Him. And Christ said, if you love me, keep my commandments. That everybody knows. We should live 100% up to them if you like to derive the full benefit of a man's life and his teachings. But one thing more, he said, let my words abide in you and you abide in me. The first part everybody can understand. My words abide in you, what you have been told, all these things, live up to that. But how can you abide in me? Whomsoever you remember truly at heart, that reacts in the heart of whom you remember. You see? That reacts. By reacting, you just abide in his heart. So what is meant, you see? You live, never transcend what he says. You live up to them 100%. But all the same, you always have your attention directed to that power, God power, which is working some human pole, which has given you contact with God, that resides in you at the very time of initiation. If you think of, the more you think of, as you become what, as you think, so you become. And that reacts in the heart whom you remember. That gives you receptivity. That gives you quicker results. You can have that radiation even near or far. Kabir says, if your master is living beyond 7 seas, and you living this side, direct your attention towards him. You will have radiation and effect. That is why Christ said, where more than one man sits in my name, I am there. Mind that Christ did love before Jesus. Jesus was the human pole at which that Christ power worked. What is that Christ power? That is the God power. That's the Guru power. Not the Son of Man, but that God power that never dies. He says, I shall never leave thee nor forsake thee till the end of the world. That power always exists and resides the very moment you are just initiated. So it is a great privilege to be put on the way or initiated. It is no ordinary thing. It is special grace of God, what the people could not have in long years. You get very same thing the very time. Previously the master used to prepare the men first. When they are ready, only they gave them something. But the times have changed. And those times even the initiates had to live with the master for months and years. So now the times have changed. Master they give them all at once something also to start with, and also takes the duty of making them by giving them to keep health introspection report and submitting at regular intervals. So this is the first, advice which Mother gave to Gopichan. And the second was advice, always sleep on very soft and very, nice and elegant beds. Then again, Gopichan told his mother, well, Mother, there's no place to sleep there. We might have to sleep on stones or on earth. How can you say we can have very fine beds, very soft beds? Then she told him, well, look here, don't go to sleep unless sleep overtakes you. When sleep overtakes you, there's no question you are lying on the stones or the earth or in your bed. These are the advices given by his mother to his son. And the third thing he said, when always what to do, you eat very best dishes, very delicious dishes. Then again he asked his mother, but dear mother, how can we be just begging alms? Somebody will give us dry. Sometimes we won't get even to eat. How you say we should always have very rich diet, very delicious dishes. Then Mother told him, look here, don't eat unless you feel very hungry. You see? Very hungry. When you are very hungry, even the grams you eat, that gives you taste. So these are the three advices given by the mother of Gopichan to his son. If you live up to that, you'll find how much good it carries. If you are you live up to the sayings of the masters. They say have pure lives. He says, let your earnings be honest. He says, just have good lives, good thoughts, good words and good deeds. And he says, always have the sweet memories of God. Well, if you live up to that, there's no, on the spiritual health, depends the life of mind and body both. The health of body and mind both, you see. So you have been given something for the spiritual health, that is the bread of life. That bread of life and the water of life is the light and the sound principle of God. That's the true food for the bread. So you have to give your body something to eat. We are bound not to eat, but eating is made for us. It is said by the way of parables that this eat and drink things what we have, they complain to the God of nourishment that people eat us too much, very relentlessly. And the God of nourishment said, all right, those who eat more than is required for them, you eat them up. You see? If you eat what is digested, that will give you strength. If you eat too much, that is not digested and that flares up diseases in us. You see? So if you have pure lives, you see, normal lives as required by scriptures, have ordered money, then you'll find your body will also be all right. Nature has a curative power. Our soul has the curative power. Doctors simply help us to clear the way, that's all. When you leave it to nature, the very souls have the curative power that cures all the diseases of itself. So these are the three instructions which were given by the mother of Gopichand to live a life. You will find never step out of the commandments of what the masters say. So if you just carry out and live within the four walls of the teachings of the masters, you will develop from day to day. So what he says further, he says silence is golden. Speak as little as possible. Silence is golden. Speak as little as possible. When you speak, speak in the most kind and gentle manner. Don't lose temper over anything. Already keep your tongue under control. This is one thing. You see, two things are in the world very much, you see. First, the wound given by a sword will be healed in a month or so. But the wound given by tongue is not healed. All through life, ever you remember, again that becomes afresh. So these are the things that we have to just look after all. Masters tell us that just fill your stomach, your belly, half with food, 1/4 with water, and leave the 1/4, make it empty. The more you keep the stomach empty, the more therein you find the light of God developed. We eat more than what is required generally. We eat too much. We die of too much eating rather than dying of hunger. Yes, just consider. That is why masters tell us, I circulated in one of my circulars, simplify, simplify and simplify. Live in a simple way. You won't need more money to earn. You will have not to cut the throats of others. You know, hard-earned money, whatever you spend, what is legitimate, you can share with others. Generally you say, we cannot live up to our earnings. Where do they go? They spend only on things what are not really required of us. So man becomes an angel by having, what you say, less eating, not too much. And a beast by eating too much. You see? Too much eating and sleeping clouds the inner vision. And overeating always makes one feel sleepy and sluggish. The less we sleep, the more spiritual progress we make. And mind that when you sit, especially when you say, well, we cannot sit, we get sleepy. Well, one man came up to a master in India. He was Shibbertlaus, named Mormon. He came to America too, some time back. I think about 60 years back or 50 years back. One man came to him and complained that I've got a bad health. He says, well, look care of your stomach. Another man came up, when I sit I feel drowsy and sluggish. So take care of your belly. Third man came and said, my mind is not under control. Then he said, look to your belly. You see? So these are the things eating is for us, and we are not made for eating. These are little things which if we act up to it, you'll find much help. So daily find some period of silence. And night is the best portion of that. 10th Guru of the Sikhs tells us what? Night is your just lowly place. Those who have just utilized their nights, they have become saints, they have become gods. And the students have become scholars. The best use of the night. Those who have spoiled their
We can have our closing bhajan.
Page 160.
Page 160.
जिसके सिर ऊपर तू तो दुख कैसा पावे, तो दुख कैसा पावे, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, सो दुख कैसा पावे, सो दुख कैसा पावे। बोल न जाने माया मद माता, बोल न जाने माया मद माता, मरण चित नया रे, मरण चित नया रे। जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, सो दुख कैसा पावे, सो दुख कैसा पावे। मेरे राम राय तू संता का संत तेरे, मेरे राम राय तू संता का संत तेरे, तेरे सेवक को हो किछ नाही, तेरे सेवक को हो किछ नाही, जम नहीं आवे रे, जम नहीं आवे रे। जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, सो दुख कैसा पावे, सो दुख कैसा पावे। जो तेरे रंग राने स्वामी, जो तेरे रंग राते स्वामी, तिनका जन्म मरण दुख नासा, जन्म मरण दुख नासा। तेरी बख्श न मेटे कोई, तेरी बख्श न मेटे कोई, सतगुरु का दिलासा, सतगुरु का दिलासा। जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, सो दुख कैसा पावे, सो दुख कैसा पावे। नाम ध्यायन सुख फल पायन, नाम ध्यायन सुख फल पायन, आठ पहर आराधे, आठ पहर आराधे, तेरी शरण तेरे परवासे, तेरी शरण तेरे परवासे, पंच दुष्ट ले साधे, पंच दुष्ट ले साधे, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, सो दुख कैसा पावे, सो दुख कैसा पावे। ज्ञान ध्यान किछ कर्म न जाना, ज्ञान ध्यान किछ कर्म न जाना, सार न जाना तेरी, सार न जाना तेरी, सब ते वड्डा सतगुरु नानक, सब ते वड्डा सतगुरु नानक, जिन गल राखी मेरी, जिन गल राखी मेरी, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी, सो दुख कैसा पावे, सो दुख कैसा पावे।
One who has you over his head, O Lord, how can he suffer any pain? Being intoxicated with Maya, he doesn't know how to speak, and he doesn't remember death. O my Ram Rai, you are of the saints, and the saints are yours. Your servant has no fear, not even the angel of death can come near. Those who are dyed in your color, O Swami, their pain of birth and death has fled. No one can erase your blessing, O Lord. The Sadguru has given this consolation. Those who meditate on Nam receive the fruit of happiness, and they remember you day and night. By coming in your shelter and your support, they control the 5 evils. I don't know any knowledge, contemplation, or deeds, and I don't know your greatness. Nanak says, Satsang is greatest of all. He has saved my honor. And we want to thank dearest beloved Master Kirpal for giving us your life impulses and taking us home and bestowing on us your grace and glory and love. May God, Master, bless us all. Thank you.